let's start with this basic training. Number one, you got to ask yourself, do you want to succeed? Do I want to succeed? Okay. Here's the thing, LifeWave and our team, we have the product. And I kind of went over this already in a sense, in one way. So I'm not even going to say all those things. You can read them, but we have the constants. Okay. You are the variable. And this is going to boil down to your purpose, your definitive goals, your definitive plan of action, your belief, your courage, your confidence, your persistency, and your determination, and you sticking and staying. Most people, I'm just going to tell you guys, my wife and I have been in this business over 28 years in this industry, and we've had amazing success. We've earned tens of millions of dollars. I can't promise you a dime, but I can promise you this business pays for the average person can pay incredible. You know, we started with $130 in this industry in 1997 with no credit cards and no one to borrow money from. And all we'd ever lived in was beat up houses, drove beat up cars, got burglarized, lived with rats and roaches. I'm not giving you a sob story. I'm just telling you the facts. We scraped to make ends meet, literally, and took $130 and did amazing things with that and earned tens of millions. Okay, so where else can someone take in any country in the world? Where else can someone take $130 and do that? Well, direct sales gives you that opportunity to do that. But here's the problem. I'm going to give you the two biggest cons of this industry. Number one, it takes a tiny investment to get started. And that's a positive, but it's a negative. Number two, there's no risk. Anybody who says there's risk in this business, I think I don't understand why they say that, because it's a small investment and no risk. And because it's a small investment and no risk, it's easy to not start, and it's easy to quit. And so my encouragement to you today is you stick and stay, meaning give yourself a 2 to 5 year commitment, because this business is meant to be built over time through part-time efforts, and it's meant to compound over time through part-time efforts. And so you have to see the long haul here of how things can happen, where someone that's been watching you for 2 years comes and says, I'm ready to do this business. Just like yesterday, my wife and I were on a 2-hour Zoom yesterday with with a gal that we've known for, I'm believing now about 13 years, used to be in business with her. And she was a great leader in our business prior to, in years past. And she hasn't been doing anything in our industry for 6 years. And but she's been watching us. She's been watching her other friend and her, one of her other business partners and us, and watching and watching and watching. And she called and said, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is time. Well, it took over 2 years for that to happen. So this is why you know that people are watching you, and they're watching your stick-to-itiveness, or you've got to stick to it. Okay. Now, what's your why? You got to define that. It's the why that's going to keep you, that's going to get you started in this business. It's your why that's going to keep you going in this business. So I'm not going to like train deep on that today. We have What's Your Why trainings in school, and I encourage you, to watch those. But your why is going to produce a definitive purpose, and your why will help you develop a definitive plan of action and a daily method of operation, and it can produce specific results. Your why really is your engine, and your DMO is the movement. So if you don't have a definitive purpose, you will not develop a plan of action, and you will not have a daily method of operation, and you may not get the results that you want. Okay, so here's the thing. You may not get specific results because you don't have a daily system, because there's no clear plan, because there's no definitive purpose. So you've got to take your why, and you develop a purpose and develop a plan. So set your goals. Okay, the goals are important. You got to ask you after today, and you see how when I train on the business launch bonus and level earnings bonuses today and how to get started, I'm going to ask you to get a clear goal for what you want to earn in the next 30 days, because it's quantitative. You can do the math here and see it. Number two, where do you want to be in your first 90 days? It's quantitative as well. What is your vision for the first 365 days? And then put a date on it, and then be consistent with part-time efforts. Here's how we're leading volunteers. You are a volunteer. And so as we're leading volunteers, we want you to know we're not your boss, and we can't tell you what to do. But what we can do is provide you servant leadership that's going to help move things down the field for you. All right, make a list. Make a list of the people. Because this happens all the time. You're going to have two sides of people, and kind of an 85% list and a 15% list. 85% of the people that you talk to, or it's going to be, let me try the product. And that's what they're going to say, because you're calling them, reaching out to them about the patch. For example, you may call your friend because you're just, hey, you know that they have some things in life that they need this patch for, and you call them and you just say, hey, Sharon, I want to ask you a question after a little bit of small talk, not a lot, because you want to get to the point. What do you know about stem cells? You just ask them that question and then listen for the response. Either way, it's great. If they say yes, that's great. Because if they say yes, it's usually positive, and everything that you bring to the table is just like amazing to them. If it's no, that means they don't know anything, and now you're educating them. So you got them either way. But listen to what they know about that. What do you know about stem cells? Stop and listen. Okay. Or it may be, hey, have you ever heard of the X39 patch, the X39 stem cell patch, or X39 stem cell reactivation patch? And then wait for the answer. If they say no, go, well, here's what I want to tell you about. But first, I want to ask you this. Okay. Did you know that by the time you're 30 years old, this is a scientific fact. Did you know by the time you're 30 years old that 50% of your stem cells have already gone dormant? And by the time you're 60, Sharon, almost 90% of your stem cells have gone dormant? Did you know that? And they go, no. And you go, exactly. I mean, most doctors don't even know that. It's just becoming common knowledge, outside of the elite scientific field of researchers, who research stem cells. But this is a fact. And so this is really the key, to what we see with people's bodies not responding to healing itself, healing tissue, regenerating, and aging, all those kind of things. Stem cells are the key to life, because stem cells are the very thing, because your whole body's made up of stem cells. Stem cells are the very thing that allow your body to heal itself and allow your body to regenerate. That's why people are flying to Mexico or Panama and all this for stem cell injections and getting other people's stem cells. And some people get miracles out of that. But what if I could show you a simple, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch with no contraindications that you put on your body every day, that's so inexpensive it'll make your head spin, that are so affordable, however you want to put it, it'll make your head spin, that can literally change your life, because it can help your body reactivate its own dormant stem cells. And so you're just getting people into a conversation, and then you're going to tell them what you know. So this is 85% of it. And so you're getting people on it, and you're dripping testimonies. I'm going to show you testimonies today. So this is all going to tie into some of the things I'm going to show you, but just get this down. You're going to drip testimonies. They're getting results. They will have layers of conviction as they're getting results and as you're dripping testimonies, and then they're ready to share this with others. That was me. It took me 8 months to go from being on the patch to engaging in the business. Think about that, 8 months. And my wife and I have done really well here. How would you like to recruit somebody like that got on the patch, and 8 months later they go, I want to share this with the world, and I want to create a business out of this. Okay. So then on the 15% side, it's who do you want to reach out to right now that you want to be in business with you? And that's the people that buy into you. That's the people that you're calling and saying, hey, Sharon, because Sharon, you want Sharon to be in business with you, because y'all are trusted friends, and Sharon goes where you go, and things like that. And so it's a different conversation. It's, hey, Sharon, here's the reason I called. I just found a business that has literally blown my mind. It has a product or technology. It has a technology that is unrivaled. It's totally disrupting the marketplace throughout the world. There's nothing like it. There's no comparisons. There's no competition with this technology, and it's literally changing people's lives around the globe in a massive way. And they've got a business plan that allows independent contractors to earn part-time income that is highly, highly lucrative. And I mean, it's literally blown me away. And I want to share that with you. So my question to you is, are you open to other streams of income if it made sense to you? And that's when you get them into the conversation. But here's something where, excuse me, here's something that I want you to know today. I make sure you jot this down. I want you to get good at using these terms: business partner and colleagues. Okay, I have business partners and I have colleagues. I want to encourage you to kind of start straying away from sponsor, from my mentor, my leader, and things like that. Because here's what I learned during COVID. When COVID was happening and everybody went to Zooms, what I saw with my sons and their businesses, and what I saw with even doing some things outside of direct selling that I was trying to do to earn incredible money that was so promising, and I was getting people on Zooms right and left. You know what all the conversations were when I would reach out? Hey, I'd like to get my business partners on a Zoom with you tomorrow or the next day, whatever it is. Set the appointment. I like to get my business partners on a Zoom with you so they can show you the plan and show you exactly what's happening here, so so you can see how it can benefit you and your company. And they go, yeah, okay. So the next thing you know, you're getting them on a Zoom and there's like 4 people staring at them. You know who it is? Those 4 people are your business partners. And that's what they expect. The business world expects to do a Zoom with 3 or 4 people on it that are business partners. So don't make it abnormal. It's normal for you to get people on the phone with your business partner, or to get people on a Zoom with your business partners or your colleagues. And that's language that will help you win as you're building your business, especially on the front end. Okay. So those are the 2 kinds of lists that you're going to have, and you're going to attack both of those. I mean, this could be an hour training. I could just sit here and train on how to reach out to people, how to talk, how to respond, all those kind of things. But I can't do all that today. I'm just giving you the basics of how to start doing this. Okay. If you need help making a list, this is in our team website. This is at team.com. So I'm going to show you that. This is at team.com is right here. It's the team website. And that's where you're going to have forms. You're going to have downloads. And in that download section, there's like the Hawaii tracker is here. There's so much that I'm going to be showing. I'm going to be going over this today, 1 and 2 star manager. I'm going to be going over the power of 2, the order form. These are all things that you're going to get off of This Is It team website. And here's the memory joggers, making a list, the pro strategy of follow-up. It's on my training today. So all these things you see on my basic training today are coming out of 1 of 2 places. One is here on the thisisitteam.com download section, and notice the languages that you have available as well. And the other place that we can download forms is in school, in the classroom. So I got it right from school or thisisitteam.com. Okay, so let's go back to you know where the list is now. Remember, we're not your boss. So here's how, in your commitment, it goes back to your commitment. In your commitment, what we want you to do is make sure that here's our standards. Our standards are faith first, family second, your current profession third, and LifeWave fourth. So we don't want LifeWave for you to be above your career, above your family, or above God. You set your priorities and be at peace with that, and work this and have fun and do it part-time and let it compound without the pressure. This is not a high pressure business. This is not something you're going to add to your life and put pressure on you. This is something you should have fun with and have a blast with your discretionary time, and let it compound for you as the days go by and weeks go by. Okay, here's your putting your list to work. You're going to use what we call the pro strategy, which means to patch people, to revisit, and to share the opportunity. Now, this is really how our system works. And I'm going to show you that today. I'm going to answer the question, what is the system? Always know that the pro strategy fits into the system, okay? Because that's just those are the 3 things we do. We talk to people or patch people, we follow up or revisit, and we show people the opportunity. We get eyeballs on Zooms, or we get someone on the 3-way with my business partner, or we get on a private Zoom with my business colleagues or my business partners. So think about that. Those 3 steps: patch people, revisit, show them the opportunity, talk to people, follow up, get them on a 3-way call or Zoom. Okay, that's how that's going to happen. So now you got to arm yourself with training. And I'm not going to go there today. I'm going to skip that. Okay, here's the thing. You're going to need to study the one-page landing page and pages and learn how to use them. Basically, I'm going to one landing page. So we're just sharing. I'm going to actually edit that and stick to Singularity there. The next one is search YouTube for product trainings, study David Schmidt trainings, watch Zoom presentations and take notes, study the team training side as if it were your franchise manual. Locate, and the reason why these two slides were there that I was going to skip, because this is a bunch of franchise information and it's powerful. We have franchise owners in our business, and most of the franchise owners that we know that are in our business would tell you it is so hard that you're really buying a job, you're purchasing a job, and it costs a lot of money, and there's a lot of debt, and you got to work your way out of debt. Okay, but the thing is, every franchise owner has to go to school. You know, when they buy their franchise, they got to go take classes, and they've got to have continuing education. The whole world has continuing education. Y'all know that, whether it's realtors, whether it's, you know, people in all kinds of industries, they always have continuing education, have conventions for that. And you always got to take money out of your pocket and go invest in your continuing education. Ours is limited. I mean, most of the things we do are for free. So there's very little. That's why there's no risk in this business, but we provide it for you. Okay, so study the team training side as if we're charging you $200,000 to get involved with us as a business. Study it like that, because if we charged you $200,000 for the assets that we have, thisisitteam.com, school and mentorship and leadership, if we charged you for that, it could be $200,000 compared to a franchise. And you know what? You would study it because you paid the money, but you didn't have to pay the money. So just treat yourself as if you did pay the money. Locate any necessary social media pages and get connected, and know your printables and utilize them. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things that you're going to want to know. Thisisittinfo.com. This is our one-page landing page. It has a testimonial section at the top. Make sure you find that. And this has a great video right here to introduce people to short videos on phototherapy. Not everybody's gonna watch all these things when they get on thisisittinfo.com, but this is your one-stop shop that has the patents on it, has case studies, it has all the PubMed.gov articles on GHK-Cu copper peptides, which people that are researchers kind of are real scientific, they're gonna love that stuff because it's gonna help them validate why the patch is so powerful. You know, here's Dr. Leland Stillman, who's a photobiomodulation expert that gives a teaching. You know, there's so much more on here. David Schmidt has an extended teaching that's 19 minutes down here. There's a medical doctor section. So this is all athletes' testimonies, all on a one-page landing page. So this is your main digital asset that you're going to send people after you've talked to them about the X39, not before. You don't just like take this thing and just start texting it out to your 85% list and go, hey, I'm shooting you some information. Tell me what you think. That's not going to get anything done. This requires you reaching out, shooting your friend the text and saying, when can you chat? And then it's like when you get on the phone with them, because you're talking to them, when you get on the phone with them, it's, hey, what do you know about stem cells? Or have you ever heard of the X39 stem cell activation patch? Get them involved in answering. And then you're going to tell your story. I'm going to teach you how to package your story here in a minute. You're going to tell your story. And through that, you're going to say, I'm going to be sending you all the science you would ever want to see on a one-page landing page. And you're going to love it because that's our digital tool. And it just will help you. It'll help validate everything I'm saying to you today. Okay, so you want to arm yourself with that. The next thing you do is you want to arm yourself with getting familiar with the thisisitteam.com. This is it website. The This Is It website is incredible. You know, our system, the This Is It team, this is also on the app. When you download your new LifeWave app, you get all of this. Our This Is It team system is on the app as well. And that's why the app's going to blow you away. I mean, I'll give you one more nugget about the app while we're here. You can actually with the new app, you can go to someone's, say Danny McDaniel, and you can click on, you can take a screenshot, like say you go to someone's Instagram profile or a Facebook profile, and you take a screenshot of Joe Navarro, and you take that screenshot of Joe Navarro, and you can input it into your LifeWave app. And it will now, the AI system will research Joe's entire life, everything they can find on him through all social media channels and in the internet, and give you a complete breakdown of Joe Navarro's life, his personality, what he likes, how he probably thinks or processes information, and it'll give you suggestions on how to approach him with the right messages. And then it will give you it will help you answer questions that he has based on his personality. So when he gives you feedback, you send him a text, and you get the feedback from him. It'll tell you how to respond to him based on his personality. It's really quite incredible. So, but this is all on the app too, this 10-step system. Our system is there. It's really 3 steps within 10 steps. Now, don't think that's complicated, because it's not. It's because really our system is talk to people, follow up, get eyeballs on Zooms, or, or get someone on 3-way, or get someone on private Zoom. But those 3 things fit into 10 steps, which is, determine your why, set your goals, make commitments, the things I'm training you on right now. So these are all right here on the This Is It 10-step system. There's all the Zoom events are here. There's network marketing keys, LifeWave compensation plan. Not only is it in your back office, but with one click, you can go to This Is It Team. It's going to be on your app, and it's also going to be right here with one click on thisisitteam.com. The compensation plan videos are right there for you. The other thing you need to know about is the This Is It Team YouTube page. This is an incredible categorized library of replays, but there's live events that happen. Like this is the replay from the app, the LifeWave app training on Thursday. Okay, this is a replay. I believe this is Andy Hosier's 12-minute How to Get to Hawaii replay that we have in school. So both of these are in our school, and they're on This Is It Team YouTube. And these are all the presentations that happen within the This Is It team are on here. Upcoming live streams. Like here's one today. Here's Saturday's team teaching today from the This Is It team. Here's the Spanish. We have Spanish Zooms Monday through Thursday. You want to take advantage if you have Spanish speaking people, because Mexico is on fire. So go make sure you get the links for the Spanish Zooms, and and the replays are all here. Past replays, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you for new people sometimes some of the things. Okay, don't forget this. This is at Convention 2023. Sometimes for new people, you like things that are really profound that doctors say. And these are a bunch of from a panel, doctor's panel, little clips of 2 and 3 minute clips. Like this gal right here, she talks about her Hippocratic Oath saying, I mean, it's just incredible. You got to watch it yourself. Like, here's why I market these patches, and I believe I'd be violating my Hippocratic Oath if I didn't share these with my patients. So these are things that, you want to know where stuff's at. You want to research this like you invested $200,000 in it. So know where all the tools are. Okay. How much more do I need to share with you? There's so much. Oh, just go to YouTube in general, just so you know. Well, we're already on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to go. Here's what I want you to know if you're new. Guys, there's so many doctors in our company. You have unlimited training on X39 and any of the other patches for that matter. And so sometimes you can just go to YouTube, or anytime, just go to YouTube and type in what you want to know. So for example, if I want some serious training on the X39 for doctors, all I got to do is type in like David Schmidt, the founder of LifeWave, David Schmidt, doctors. Okay. David Schmidt talks to doctors. I know I saw it right below me, but I'm just typing it in for you. Okay. So here it is. David Schmidt explains X39 to healthcare practitioners. Here's another one. David Schmidt was questioned by the doctors. So this one's a really great one because he goes over clinical studies and talks to doctors on an elite level. So you can find anything you want. Just research people and find out from your support team, because you'll have a support team of 3 different business colleagues, and it may be husband and wife, which would be more people, but 3 entities, 3 business. All of you want to have your support. Just know this, all of you, if you're brand new, you want to make sure that you're connected to 3 working leaders above you. Your sponsors, hopefully one of them. your sponsor, and hopefully it's the first three above you. But if not, you can skip. It doesn't matter. Just find the three workers. Who are the three workers that are right above me that will be my business partners and support team? And then find out who those people are, get their phone numbers, make sure you have their phone numbers, and make sure that you're accessing all three of those entities, those business colleagues, for your support team so that they can help you find things on YouTube, find things on school, get you acclimated, and help you build your business and help you talk to people. Because when they say, I want you to talk to my business partners, that's who you're talking about. You're talking about your support team of the three working business colleagues above you, them and their spouses, that are accessible to help you build your business. Okay, so packaging your 30-second story. I got to move along today. We still got some great stuff to cover. Now we're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to some of the stuff that you're like, okay, these are things I really needed to know today. So when you, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. When you tell your story, when you call somebody or when you talk to them, and after you've asked them the stem cell questions, what do you know about stem cells, or have you heard of the X39 or whatever? When you start telling your story, here's what happened to you. Here's the thing. You got to tell them, where were you on that day? Meaning you may have like 15 different things wrong with you. And what they don't want to hear is they don't want to hear 5 minutes of you rambling about all the different things that have caused your body to be broken and in despair and all that kind of stuff. All that may be true, but you got to tell them, where were you on that day? For example, I had a frozen shoulder and a torn rotator cuff. That's it. Hey, I had a frozen shoulder and a torn rotator cuff, and I was miserable. I was a one-arm man. And I've been, for 2.5, 3 months, I've been functioning with one arm, showering, changing clothes, cooking, everything with one arm, and I was absolutely miserable. So that wasn't 5 minutes. That was 20 seconds. So where were you on that day? What was your issue? Okay. So what was your situation on that day? What was the discomfort, the fatigue, was it brain fog, physically challenged? So get rid of the fluff. Don't waste time. Don't give too many details. Give the right details, because people get bored with all the details. It could be 10, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Secondly, okay, point number 2, tell them what happened when I got on this patch. Hey, my buddy Andy called me, and he said, Danny, have you ever heard of the X39 stem cell patch? And I said, no, never have. So you know what he did? He told me 3 stories. He told me his mom's story. He told me his story, his mom's story, and his sister's story. And as soon as he told me the 3rd story, I stopped him and said, Andy, here's what you don't know. I got a frozen shoulder and a torn rotator cuff, man. I'm desperate. I need this. Whatever it is, I need it. Okay, so here's what Andy did. He used within those 3 stories of him and his mom and his sister, he talked about the life-changing things that happened to him and his mom and his sister. And he had me. I was done. Okay. And then third is it's really simple. Here's where I was. I got on the patch, and here's what happened. Here are the results. And then you tell 2 other people's stories. And so let people know, like, I had a frozen shoulder and a torn rotator cuff. I got on the patch, and within 6 days, my shoulder started unlocking, and actually discomfort started leaving my shoulder. And over the next 5 months, my shoulder actually healed itself. My body healed itself. The patch didn't heal me. The patch doesn't heal or treat or cure any disease. The patch just helped my body reactivate its dormant stem cells, and my body healed itself over the next 5 months. But what I didn't know was I was gonna, after about 4 months, I didn't have to go to the restroom at night anymore after 2 trips a night to the bathroom for many, many years. And my floaters went away in my right eye, and my gray hair started turning brown again. And at the 8th month mark, I didn't need glasses to drive anymore for night glare. And at the 12.5 month mark, I didn't need glasses to read anymore. And it's absolutely changed my life, and a lot of wrinkles have went away. So, and there's more stuff than that, but I can't even tell you all that. There's just too much, but that's what's happened to me. So see, you can get that in really tight. And then you say, and here's what happened to my wife. And hey, my wife got on these patches, and she didn't actually, my wife wanted a miracle with her knee because she tore her ACL and about 10 years ago, and she never got surgery, and she's had throbbing knee pain, every single night for years and years. And she wanted her knee discomfort to be gone. and she was on this patch for 2.5, 3 months and didn't feel one single thing. But around the 3-month mark, all of a sudden, in an instant, all that discomfort from my wife's knee was gone. And now her body healed itself, and her knee got healed. And so many other things have happened to her, since then. In fact, she looks 10 years younger than she used to. And so you just tell your story plus maybe your spouse's story and one other. And notice I didn't go into a long story about my wife. I just gave you the bullet points about my wife. Okay. So you're working toward the sale, because what's going to happen is a lot of times, people aren't, it's not always you got to send them information now. A lot of people go, how do I get started? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Here's how you can get started. Okay. So we have options. You're just on the phone telling them, you can get this patch for wholesale. It retails for 150, but no one buys it for 150 because we don't really sell it retail. And the reason why is because we don't want you on this patch for 30 days. We want you to be committed to at least 90 days. That's very important. The reason why is because it's clinically proven that 97% of the people that wear this patch for 90 days see and feel noticeable results. The other 3% are getting results. They just don't see or feel it because it's doing something, their body's healing itself internally with their organs or necessary things that they don't feel. But if they stay on the patch, they'll continue to get the results they're looking for. And so 90 days is minimum. I don't want you to get on this patch for 30 days and you didn't feel something like my wife and you quit and then tell everybody in the neighborhood that the patch doesn't work, because that's not true. It's true for you, but it's not true because the patch works. You just got to give it the time that it needs. Okay. So you can get these patches wholesale for $99.95 and get $50 off and get on a monthly subscription and commit to at least 90 days. And it's a one-click cancel. So anytime you're ready to cancel, you can do that, and I'll help you do that too. But what's even better is, you can become a brand partner. And when you become a brand partner, you become my business partner. And who knows, someday you may want to, you may want to get your patches paid for. We have an incredible 9-week bonus program that starts the minute you become a brand partner. It's very lucrative, that like instantly by sharing this with 4 people that you love, I can show you just by that, how to earn an extra 300. I'm going to just do the math in my head real quick. 300 plus 375, an extra $375, just like as soon as you get 4 people that you love, earn an extra $375, pays for your order. Not only that, it's going to give you bonuses for the next 8 weeks beyond that, because it's a 9-week bonus program, and you would earn $25 to $50. Well, you'd actually earn $50 a week for 8 more weeks past that. So that's $400. So that's just by sharing this with 4 people you love. I can help you put an extra $775 in your pocket just by sharing this with 4 people you love by becoming a brand partner. And I'd love to do that, because and you just start and ask them if that sounds interesting to them. And if they do, you're able to lead them right into getting them signed up as a brand partner as well. So that comes from packaging your story. Okay. So here's the 2-minute story. The 2-minute story is now from a business perspective, not just the patch, but it's still, where were you on that day? Okay. What was your situation with your life, your career, your family, your finances? This is when you're calling, remember your 85% list, and you're saying, here's where once you get involved in a conversation with them, hey, here's why I'm calling you. Here's why I'm so excited. I'm calling you because I want to show you a new business that I have found. And here's what I see with this business, and here's why, and here's how powerful it is. And I'd like to know if you're interested in other streams of income, if it made sense to you. And so when you tell your story, here's your situation and where were your finances on that day, if you want to say that. And it goes from here's where I was to here's what I saw. Okay. My friend Andy called me and here's what he showed me. And here's what's happening. And, my friend Andy, he got in this business 3 weeks ago, and he's already earned $400 in this business in his first 3 weeks. And the guy who got him in this business that he met through church, got on these patches, got his life changed, but he's been in this business for 90 days and he's making $2,000 a month right now. You're telling them, here's what happened. Okay. Here's what I saw. Here's what got my attention. Because you know what, I'd like to make an extra $500 a month right now. So that got my attention. So just get to the point and tell them what you saw that got you excited. Okay. And then here's what happened. Okay. So I got enrolled. I mean, or not I got enrolled, but I came into business. I decided to enroll in this business. And so remember, find ways to use business partner, colleagues. Okay. So I got involved with this business, and here's what's happened. Got on the what are your product results, how fast to a certain rank, first month earnings and bonuses, what are your trip, earned a trip to Bahamas or whatever, current monthly earnings. My wife and I are going to Hawaii. We're going to take 3 people with us. We're looking for those 3 people right now. We've already got one couple that wants to go with us, this new business partner of ours, and we're looking for 2 more business partners that want to go to Hawaii. And when they go, I want to go to Hawaii, and now you got it. You got the business conversation. So you got to use Hawaii as an incentive as well, if it's applicable. But here's what you want to avoid. Avoid medical claims. Avoid company lingo. Like, people don't understand lingo. So, they don't understand just saying 1-star manager, 2-star manager, director, and blah, blah, all that stuff. Okay. I'm averaging, I'm earning around, I'm on track to. Don't say those things, because you got to be specific. If you made $475 last week, then say, I earned $475 last week. Say, you don't say, I earned around $400. You say what it is. Be specific with your earnings if you state that. And then here's where I'm going. Okay. What my plan is, or our plan is. What's your vision? What are you doing? Sharon, here's where Diane and I are going with this thing. Here's our vision. Here's our specific plan. We plan on doing this year. One is we plan on going to Hawaii with our business partners in 2026 in May. And here's what we plan on earning over the next year. I can't guarantee you a dime, but here's what we plan on doing. And here's the vision for our team. And here's the kind of team we're putting together of business colleagues. And here's what we're going to do with this, because here's what the company's doing. And there's momentum. This company has been the fastest growing company in direct sales in the world over the last 2 years. This company's also earned the Bravo Award by Direct Selling News, which is given out to the top company in the United States out of 6,000 companies in direct sales. Now, I want you to think about this, Sharon. Think about 6,000 companies in real estate, or in just anything in the food industry or hotel industry, anything. Think about if you're number 1 out of 6,000 companies 2 years in a row. That's where we are. And we're part of the fastest growing team in the fastest growing company in direct sales in the world. So there's major momentum. And so the time is now to really take a look at this thing, as a business, so that you can understand what you might have your hands on. That's how you package your story. Okay. So let's go to the system. Okay. The system is connect with, remember I told you this is really about talk to people, follow up, get people on Zooms, 3-way phone calls, or private Zooms. The system is connecting with how many people each day, follow up with how many individuals daily, and inviting how many people each week to a Zoom session. Okay, so that's going to happen through you establishing what we call a daily method of operation. And here's what that looks like. Based on your life, based on faith, family, and your current profession, you're going to decide what numbers work for you in talking to people. Okay, so your pro strategy of patching people, revisiting, sharing the opportunity, talking to people, follow up, same thing. It's going to be based on maybe 3 people a day. I'm going to talk to 3 people a day about LifeWave and the X39. Guys, it doesn't take an hour every time to talk to somebody. You can do 2-minute phone calls. You can say, I only have 5 minutes, but here's why I'm so excited. I've got to share this with you, and I need to send you some information that's going to astound you if you really look at it. Because I would love for you've got to know about this patch, if it's the patch. Or I would love for you to be my business partner, because where I'm going, I don't even have time to tell you right now, because I only have 5 minutes, but I want to get back with you and follow up. But here's what I want you to see. And so if it's 3 people a day, just know in a year's time, you've talked to 783 people. Guys, you tell me if you talk to 783 people that you're going to fail. Unless you're an idiot, you can't talk to 783 people and fail. So and I don't mean that to be a claim. I mean that I'm just saying that loosely from a figurative standpoint. But guys, think about it. That's a lot of people. And it's just 3 people a day. It's like eating the elephant one bite at a time. So pick your number. There's people that literally use 555 and go, I'm going to talk to 5 people a day. And this is based on a 5-day work week. This is not 24/7, guys. This is 5 days a week. Do your math. Okay. These numbers are based on not 365 days. They're based on they are based on 365 days, but they're calculated based on 5 days a week, not 7. So that ought to help you average it out. So it's not a high pressure thing. Keep your priorities straight, keep your balance right, make sure your faith and your family, you never sacrifice your faith or your family for this business. It's not worth it. That there's no altar worth that. Okay. Have fun with this business, keep it simple and let it compound. Okay. Your business thrives upon talking to people. So how many customers are you aiming for each week? Set those goals. How many one-on-one presentations are you going to do? In-person phone calls, Zooms, FaceTimes, private Zooms, launches. Watch Joe Navarro's business launch in the classroom. Here's another thing. Don't ever be overwhelmed by what we have. This is, some people, we actually get feedback sometimes that people are overwhelmed by this is at team.com and school, and there's so much. Guys, this is something to be grateful for. This is like you have a duplicable cookie cutter business with all the tools necessary for you to earn whatever you want to earn in life. But you can't be overwhelmed by it. You got to consider it as, wow, they've got it lined out for me. They got all the stuff. I just got to go through the process and get trained. Okay. This is Joe Navarro.
Hey team, Joe Navarro.
It's a 10-minute training on how to launch your business. This is incredible. You want to watch it. It's going to benefit you. Okay. So going back to this one, this is the system. So just keep this, know that you're talking to people, following up, getting eyeballs on Zooms.